Yo, what's going on guys? Welcome back to a brand new division video. What if you guys today is my main submachine gun build for PvP and PvE in patch 1.6. To be honest, the number one reason why I like this build a lot is not only is this a PvP build where, you can go into last stand of the dark zone and kill players really quickly and, compete with other builds, but this is also a really good PvE build. I've been using it for, the challenging dailies or the hard dailies, whatever it was. And this build allows you to complete that without any troubles. The only thing you would have to do is change up some gear mods, put on more stamina and health gear mods instead of the firearms like I'm using right now. So that is the video I'm going to show you guys today. If you guys do enjoy this, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe for more videos, and let's get right into this build. So as you guys can see, these are my primary DPS, my toughness, and skill power numbers. I'm going with around 473,000 DPS, 348,000 toughness, and around 80,000 skill power. Now I know my skill power is very low. I kind of know that. I wish it was a little bit higher, but it's not really that big of an issue, at least for me. It might be an issue for other players, but for me, it honestly works out decent. So the big thing about this build is the primary DPS. So yes, I do have around 500,000 DPS when I do play last stand. I think I'm like 2,000 or 3,000 shy off of it. But technically it is 500,000 DPS in last stand. So first up, the gun I'm going to show you guys I've been using is the Fire Mp5. Now I really thought this gun wasn't really that good. Whenever I tried it out on the PTS, I didn't really like it. I was always so used to using like fully automatic assault rifles or submachine guns, whatever, and me using a Fire Mp5 kind of threw me off. But now, since I got a little bit better with it, since I got more kind of adapted to it, I've been using this, and this gun honestly melts. What it has is 19% critical hit chance, which, keep in mind, does get normalized in last stand. Also, I'm rocking with 27,000 base damage, which it's pretty insane. And I do also have around 67 bullets in this gun. Now, the main thing about this are the talents. What I'm rocking with is Brutal, Deadly, and Unforgiving. The one thing I want to change about this is reroll Brutal and try to get something like Responsive. Don't get me wrong, Brutal is a really nice talent if you're going for the head, but I'm not really the best shot on console, so I don't really, tend to get a lot of headshots. So if I do get Responsive, I feel like this build will be even better. But that's pretty much the primary I'm using. For the secondary, I am actually using a MP7. I did want to go with pretty much two submachine guns. I didn't want to go with, a submachine gun and AR because the Fire Mp5, although it does a lot of damage, it's not really the best weapon up close. And if you have something like a MP7 as a secondary, you're going to be melting people, up close really easily. So for this MP7, what I'm rocking with is 18.7k base damage, 19.50% critical hit chance, and for the talents, I do have Responsive, Brutal, and Deadly. Once again, I wish it didn't have Brutal. I wish it had something maybe like Unforgiving or anything like that, but it is what it is. Those are my two weapons I've been using. Now, getting into the actual gear, so what I'm rocking with is 3 Predator's Mark and 3 Alpha Bridge. At the beginning, I was kind of skeptical. If you guys didn't know, I love using Savage Gloves or a specialized backpack or even like a Reckless chest piece. If I don't have one of those 3 pieces of gear on my build, I feel kind of weird because I've been using them for so long, and pretty much on all my builds, I do have at least one of them on it. So for me not to even have one high end as a piece of gear on this build was a little bit off, but let me tell you guys, this build honestly it just does a lot of damage and it's really nice overall. The first thing I do want to say is all my mods on my gear are firearms and health mods. And for my prototype performance mods, all of them I do have are first aid self heal, so that is pretty much it. One of the main reasons why I like this so much is because it does so much base damage. You guys know 3 Predator's Mark gives you 8% assault rifle and SMG damage. And with 3 Alpha Bridge, I do get 5% extra weapon damage, so overall I get 13% extra weapon damage just for using these 2 gear sets. Really quickly, I'm going to show you guys what I rolled on my gear pieces. So for my chest piece, I do have skill haze, health, ammo capacity, and a really nice stamina roll. For my mask, I do have enemy armor damage, a really nice firearms roll, and I do also have burn resistance, which is really good to have, especially in last stand. For my knee pads, I did roll health once again with firearms. For my holster, once again, I have firearms with health. For my gloves, I do have SMG damage, enemy armor damage, critical hit damage, and also a stamina roll. Although my stamina roll is only 1242, I wish I could, increase that somehow, but for now it is what it is. Last but definitely not least, for my backpack, I do have 17% stability, ammo capacity, and another firearms roll. So that's pretty much my gear. That's pretty much my build. I do, like I said, get around 500,000 DPS in Last Stand. And the final thing I'm actually going to show you guys is my survivability. So for my armor, I do have around 32%, which is really nice, and for my health, I do get around 37,000, but keep in mind that does increase in Last Stand to about 46,000 health. But like I said, this is my primary SMG build for patch 1.6. The main reason why I like it is because it's not only a PvP build, it's also a really nice PvE build where the only thing you have to change up are some gear mods and you will be perfectly fine for PvE. So once again, that is my build. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask in the comment section below. I reply to all my comments. But once again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.